WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, X, and our website, www.wvtcdetroit.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. Thank you for tuning to WVTC Radio Detroit and the Community Bell Show with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner, Edna Bell. Stay tuned for insightful information Detroiters will find valuable. Text a friend and tell them to watch with you for news you can use. And now, your host, Edna Bell.
Hello. It is Monday at 4 o'clock, so it must be the Community Bell Show. How about that? Welcome, everybody. It's a wonderful day in the Detroit area, and I've got a special guest today. Special guest today.
Oh, wow.
The one, the only, Mr. Larry with me.
I'm so humbled to be on the Community Bell.
Well,
This isn't Sunday.
Listen to it.
This is the Community Bell Show with thee.
Listen to him, I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am absolutely wonderful. Before we start talking, I just got to get some stuff on the table.
Absolutely.
This past few weeks have been just long weeks, long trying weeks, but we made it through. God gets you through all sorts of stuff. My wonderful niece, Jamil Bryan, passed on the 17th of May, and we celebrated her life this past Saturday. Wonderful celebration. When I tell you wonderful celebration, we ran out of programs at 300. Yeah. I mean, we just had folks all over the place. It was a wonderful, wonderful celebration for a wonderful young lady. And the neat part about it is that, even though it could have been sad, cried some, you know that she's in a good place. She's in a much better place. She's up there with her grandparents, both her grandparents, maternal and paternal grandparents, and her father and her brother Teddy, who took care of that little sister like nobody's business. So she's up there with them. But she had a wonderful husband. They would have been married 2 years, July 29th.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
They'd been together for 5, but he proposed like 3 years ago, and they got married July 29th, 2 years ago. He had a son, and she has a son. She has a daughter and a son, but the daughter is already out of college and all that, but the son was still home. So these 2 boys, they just blended this family, and it became a wonderful, wonderful blended family. Just so proud of them and proud of him for the way he took care of her and those boys and loved on them. And it really was a celebration. Really was a celebration. Both the boys spoke at the funeral, and just a really great.
Sweet memory.
Sweet memory.
Yeah.
Sweet memory. She retired from AT&T. Yay, AT&T. Well, no, wait a minute, back up. She didn't retire. She worked at AT&T.
Yeah.
I retired from AT&T. Me and Miss Sandy retired from AT&T.
Y'all know AT&T been around
a long time. Of course, when we retired, it was Michigan Bell. So, you know, so how long we were there.
Yeah.
But all of the folks from her team at AT&T were there, and it was just a really, really wonderful celebration. Just a wonderful celebration. So we blessed Miss Jamil Bryant on her homegoing on this past Saturday, and her mom, my sister-in-law Emily. I'm telling you, she was exceptional, and her husband, Robert Bryant, exceptional. So really, really a good one of those celebrations that you'll remember. It was a good celebration. Good celebration.
How are you?
I'm hanging in here. I'm okay. She was my youngest niece. And my daughters spoke, and one of them told a story about when they were younger. There were 3 of them, Teddy, Alicia, and Sonia. And then Jamie came along later. So she was the baby. She was like 7 years younger than the rest of them.
Yeah.
They talk about how she was the baby, and Sonia talked about taking care of her baby because when she was little, Alicia and Teddy would be outside playing, but she had to be inside with grandma and the baby.
Right.
she called her baby. But it was a good celebration. Really, really, really good. Lots of memories brought back. Lots of memories. But then, you know, it was longer than normal because usually, you know, you funeralize somebody like within a week after they pass. Well, you know. We wanted to wait until after all the boys celebrate because my grandson was graduating.
Right.
Her son graduated. They both had their proms to get to. So, you know, we wanted to do it after they celebrated. And so it was a celebration. So the boys, one graduated last Monday. The other one graduated last Tuesday. Yeah. The proms were great. They both had with them. And my nephew, Amir, wanted a purple suit. And he got this purple suit, and boy, he set it out. He had this purple suit, so we had a good time. We had a good time. So it was a good celebration. The boys are doing well. My grandson is going to be off to Alabama A&M.
All right.
Yes, Alabama A&M.
Yes.
Amir graduated and walked with his class. He would have to have been the president of his graduating class, as a matter of fact. How about him?
Yeah.
Graduated cum laude. How about him?
Yeah.
But he is in a program where he will actually go one more year, and he'll have his associate's degree next year at the end of next year. So
that's great.
Yeah, he'll have his associate. So it's really, really good. These kids are really neat. They are really, really, really we're proud of them.
And you know, work. With your niece making her transition and everything, you know, the Bible talks about that cloud of witness being there cheering.
Yes.
But, still here on. So I know that she was cheering her sons on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Doing their graduation prom.
Yes. Yeah. I know she was.
Here, but it's to be absent from the body.
Present with the Lord.
Present So,
That's right.
yeah.
And it's so now this niece was Miss Thing. She had the hair.
Mhm.
So when we went to view the body, or the family view the body, we had to make sure that hair was right,
Yeah.
and those nails were right, and the eyebrows were right. All that they did. She was at Pie. They did a great job.
Yeah.
They did a great job. And her sister, cousin Julie, that was like her best buddy, made sure they did a great job. She said, "Okay, well, no, you need to do this for you. Need to do
Yeah.
the hair should be on the other side, across the left side." So they took care of it. Pie did a
Amen.
great job.
Amen.
So we appreciate them so much for the service they gave us.
Now, what else did you do this weekend? Because our station owner said you came in here glowing.
Well, I know, but I don't know why. I guess maybe it's just because it was such a good weekend.
Yeah.
And we celebrated, and it was such a good celebration because yesterday was the grandson's open house.
Yeah.
And all the relatives that we had just seen the day before at the funeral were at the open house.
Oh.
And so it was really a great celebration.
Yeah.
And I even saw some of the relatives that you don't see very often. My best girlfriend, Mary Ann Curry, her daughter and her daughters, and one of her daughters has a son now. And they came, and I hadn't seen them,
Wow.
I want to say, in at least a year or two. And so just all those people that you don't often see were at the open house yesterday, and it was truly it was quite a good time. We just enjoyed each other. One of Alicia's friends, one of the baby's godmothers, did the cake in the sweets table. And this girl was really special, Nash. When she said, "Auntie Sonia, can you take care of the cake and the sweets?"
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have something special. She comes in with this 3-layered cake. Top layer is in the color, well, all of the colors Alabama A&M, burgundy and white. The top layer is burgundy and has a big 25 on it. The second layer is a kind of a green and white for Cass Tech, and the bottom layer goes back to the Alabama A&M, and it's red velvet. And then the cupcakes, 2 or 3 or 4 dozen had Alabama A&M symbols on the top.
Wow.
And the others had Cass Tech symbol on the top. I mean, when Auntie Lasagna does something, Auntie Lasagna she does something. And she did it, and they were all delicious.
Woo.
And
all that delicious looking sugar.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. Maybe that's why I'm blowing. I had a lot of sugar yesterday. Because that red velvet cake was absolutely delicious.
You know what? Every now and again, it's all right to enjoy.
Yes.
To celebrate.
Yes. So it was a real good celebration. Like I said, we saw people that you haven't seen in a while, and they all showed up for my baby, and he was very happy, very pleased. The baccalaureate service at church was really very, very nice. The graduates were there with their cap and gown. And we even celebrated kids who were graduating from middle school. So it was it was a blessing. I understand we've got another graduate.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah, the Lord is good. The Lord is good. I graduated from LA Film School.
Oh, and I remember.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I was like, Yes. But I made it through. I got a degree in the science of music production. And
congratulations, our own
weekend, station owner. I came in here for my show yesterday, and Sandy Rose had me all set up with
my goodness,
cupcakes and all the sugar that I could
all the sugar that you needed. So you were running.
But had a good time. Enjoyed my family this weekend. Had my ceremony. I didn't get to go to LA like I was planning to, but I still watched the ceremony online and came across the screen. Suma. Is it Suma?
Yeah, it's Suma. Get out of here.
My GPA was 3.87.
So get out of here. That's it, Suma.
Yes,
that's Suma.
Yeah,
that's cum laude. That's Suma cum laude.
Yeah, so I'm excited and just thanking God for what He has taught me to continue the work that I do here and in studio engineering and production and everything. I'm just grateful.
That's
just grateful. Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Sir Whitfield.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so much.
so we're gonna look to see some productions coming up soon.
Yes, 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 yes. You're going to be looking for that, and just things here with WVTC Radio Detroit, and the things that I'm ready doing. I know Sandy is about to
Blow up.
I don't even know what the word is. I know Sandy about to kick me up a notch, doing some stuff. All right now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Because things that's going on here
Mhm.
with WVTC Radio Detroit is we're about to step it up a notch.
Yes. Yes.
As a station, as a
As
family.
yes.
So,
yes.
You all
Isn't that
stay
wonderful?
tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Good stuff coming.
Yes.
Good stuff coming.
Yes. Great stuff.
Just wait and see what the Lord will provide.
So what are we going to
so-
talk
so
about?
we're gonna
with
talk-
community?
we're going to continue to talk about stuff. One of the things we're going to talk about is the upcoming election
Yeah.
in June, July, August, actually. The August election. And it's revving up.
Yeah, it
Revving
is.
up. The candidates were at Mackinac a couple of weeks ago at the annual Mackinac conference, and they had a I wouldn't call it a debate. They had a presentation, a forum.
Now there are knowing obvious candidates,
Mhm.
you know, but are there any that are not as obvious that are running?
Yes, there are.
We know Mary
We
Sheffield.
yes, we know Mary Sheffield. We know
Pastor Kinlock.
we know Pastor Kinlock. We know Attorney Todd Perkins.
Okay.
We know Santel Jenkins.
Okay.
We know Councilman Fred Durhall.
Okay.
But what we don't know is a young man by the name of Tom Barfield, Barlow, the businessman.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple of other people who are running whose names you probably have never heard before.
Okay.
So yeah, there are others than the ones that we typically
Right. So the Mackinac Island thing. So were all of them there, or just
all of them were not. See, all of them were not invited.
Oh.
You know that's
Okay.
that's an invitation only kind of situation. Oh, that's right. I forgot about Mr. Craig, former police chief James Craig is also a candidate.
Oh.
Jonathan
Okay.
Barlow, Joel Hashim,
Hmm.
who's someone that I don't know. Janetta Simpson is also someone I don't know. So those are candidates that I'm just not as familiar with.
Yeah.
But all of them, the only ones who were invited to were the only ones who were invited to Mackinac were
Right.
these were James Craig, Santel Jenkins,
Mm-hmm.
Mary Sheffield, and Fred Durhall,
Okay.
and Jonathan Kinlock.
So what are they talking about as far as the
Well, I think they're all talking the same thing. They're just saying it differently. At least that's my perception. Because it's not you got to be talking about the same things talking about this, right? There's not a whole lot of other stuff you can talk about other than housing,
Mhm.
Jobs, business development, community development, making sure that the communities are getting as much attention as downtown. That's
Okay.
always been a contention
right?
of everyone who
Yeah.
who's running for
Has been
mayor.
around long time.
A long
Yeah.
time. And so those are the things that that they'll be talking about. But it will be interesting. What I'm going to watch though is who the business is,
Hmm.
because as much as you say, oh, we don't want it, as much as you though you might not want it, but they're the ones who are going to pay the bills
Mhm.
to get these people elected. So if the business community is not behind you, you're going to have a tough time getting elected.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting campaign right now. The front runners are Mary Sheffield
Mm-hmm.
and Pastor Kinlock.
Okay.
She's probably 10, 15 points ahead of anybody of him, but those are the front runners. So it's really a race for second,
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, because I do believe that Mary Sheffield is going to be the top getter, and the others are running for second. So it will be interesting.
Because the first one is obviously already in.
Yes, the first one, yeah. So then we'll see what happens in
Yeah.
November.
Yeah.
Then we'll see what happens. Now, I'm going to say something that somebody's probably going to get mad at me about, but people have gotten mad at me. It's okay.
All the time.
I find it interesting that people love Detroit, but they don't live here.
Mm.
And then when they want to run for office, everybody's got an address here. I think that we need to,
Yeah.
at least recognize that.
Yeah.
Now, many people accept that, and that's okay. I'm not questioning what anybody does. I'm just making a statement that people really, really love Detroit when it's time to run for an office and they want to live here. But before then, some people don't live here.
Right.
They may have an address here, but they don't live here.
Right.
And haven't lived here until it was time to run for office. So
also too,
those who are listening to me know who they are. And I'm not going to say who they are.
And also too, they don't talk. They don't say anything. They don't have any opinions or anything until it's an opportune time, which makes them an opportunist.
Is that what that is? Is that just the definition of an opportunist?
When the opportunity is there,
right
now I want to say something when I should have been saying something.
It sounds like that to me.
You know what I'm saying? So now I want to.
Now I want to get involved in it.
Raise my hand and be in the class and say something when you should have been saying something when you was in the back of the class.
And even if you were saying something, if you weren't paying the price to be the boss,
right?
Folks who have lived here all this time have been paying a whole lot of taxes all this time,
right? And
have lived with whatever the situation is. And those who chose to live someplace else, even though they had a house here, I don't begrudge anybody doing anything. I'm just saying that's a question that needs to be responded.
Right, right. And I think people need to discern that too. Don't just and I've learned this over the years that I've been voting. Got to research. Don't just go and vote and just look at the ballot and be like eeny, meeny, miny, mo, like a lot of people.
Absolutely. And don't do it just because of name recognition.
Right.
Try to figure out what that person really stands for, not just because they have a popular name or somebody else told you ought to vote for them. Go somewhere and figure out what they've done in the past. And what they say they're going to do in the future. And if they say they're going to do it, how are they going to do it?
Right.
Because people say a lot of stuff that they just can't do.
Right.
And some people say it and don't know they can't do it.
Right.
I mean,
he's preaching.
Sounds good to me. So I'm going to say that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And we're seeing a good example of that going on right now in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely.
So, make sure that when they say they're going to do something, that they really can do it and it's legal.
Right.
And it's going to be something that's going to be good for everyone.
That's right.
Not just this handful of folks who have a whole lot of money.
And
it's interesting to see that the person who has the most money in the world is now backing off.
Right.
This person that he gave all this money to.
Right.
I find that really interesting that that's happening.
We just, as people of God, we have to be God's God.
Yes.
And not be so worried. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. And we know that in spite of what's going on in Washington, that God is going to take care of it.
Yes. And I had that conversation with somebody yesterday. What? I'm not really worried about what the man is doing. I said, because number one, for people of color, we've been here before.
Right.
And we have had tough times probably most of our lives, most of us. And we've survived. But so when you think of it, they're doing that stuff over there. But in terms of our world, we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because if you really believe the word, you know that God is going to see. I think God's going to do something that nobody's expecting. I don't know what it is, but I think he's going to do something nobody's expecting. Everybody's going to say, what?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this whole thing is going to change dramatically.
And the key is just to expect God to do something. Just expect. Come with expectancy that God is going to do something. I don't know what He going to do, but I know He going to do something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And people of color have lived through tough times before. So we understand how to maneuver and how to manage and how to get our psyches right to work through this. There are those who have never lived through tough times. Many people who have gotten laid off and lost their jobs in the federal government.
Yeah.
Had no expectation they were going to lose their job. I mean, those other people were going to lose their job, but not me. I'm not take my job.
Yeah.
Well, la-di-da. La-di-da.
Yeah.
You're a part of that group. So, yeah, they took your job too. Just because you look differently doesn't mean they're not going to take your job because they really don't care about you. All they care about is this money piece. And that's what I think is going on. All they really care about is the money and ensuring that those who have it keep it. And that those of us who don't have it don't get it.
Yeah.
so it's going to be interesting to watch what unfolds over the next 18 months.
Yeah.
As we move through this, particularly as we go through the 2026 elections.
Yeah.
When some of these people who are in office now will find that those jobs that they've coveted so much that they've sold their soul, they may not have them.
And that's why
and isn't that important that this man love you that much that you know it's wrong and you're gonna do it anyway? Something's wrong with that.
That's why a lot of these representatives and congressmen now, because the upcoming 2026 election is coming, they're starting to shift their talking. It's called talking out the side of their neck now because they know that they could lose their spot in 20.
Yeah.
So now they're shifting how they're talking. You know,
it's going to be interesting
crazy
to see how all of that unfolds. But there are lots of stuff coming, lots of stuff coming. But the election for Detroit is, and probably a lot of people don't even know that there is a city council race too. There are 2 at-large seats that are up for grabs this year, and you don't even hear about those. The 2 at-large seats right now are held by Mary Waters and Coleman Young Jr.
Wow.
And both of them are running for re-election, along with some other folks who are running for their seats, but you don't even hear anything about them. So there is another election besides mayor. It's the election for the 2 at-large seats of city council. So just do your homework. Do your homework.
Let me ask you this, because we are on Community Bail.
Yes.
Have you been hearing anything about the governor?
Yes. The governor's race is getting very, very also. As you know, Mike Duggan, current mayor of Detroit, is running for governor as an independent. So the Democratic Party and the Republican Party will select their choices for governor. So next year we'll have something that we haven't had in a long time, and that is 3 major candidates running for governor. It will be the Democratic nominee, the Republican nominee, and the independent, who is Mike Duggan.
Now, are any of the parties like kind of added him?
Oh, absolutely.
He's running as an independent.
So the Democratic
Well,
Party.
why didn't you do Democrat?
Democratic Party is real mad at him. Yeah, they are. They are very mad at him. So it's going to be interesting to see how this thing unfolds, because he definitely is going to be in play in the 2020 election. And so how things unfold as the months come up. And he just got a major endorsement from a union that has traditionally been supportive of Democratic candidates.
Really?
And so that's going to play a part in it too. And yeah, Democrats going to be real mad at him. Be very, very upset with him. And I'm trying to remember which unit it was. I think it was SEIU that endorsed him for governor.
SEIU.
Yeah, service employees.
Yeah.
Those.
That's huge.
Yeah. And Kinlock got a big endorsement. He got the UAW endorsement.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So it's just going to be interesting.
Okay.
It's going to be very, very interesting.
So when is everybody going to start getting publicly behind the mic and we're able to start seeing
Well, it won't be as much. Right now, the concentration is more on the mayor's race
Okay.
than the governor's race. So as soon as the primary is done,
Mhm.
then you'll hear more about what's happening with the governor.
Okay.
And once the general election in November is done, you'll really start hearing a lot about what's going on in the governor's race. But the mayor's race right now is the biggie.
Yeah.
That is the big it. And I'm just saying personally, I think it's time for a woman mayor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it is. Um, I
Well,
know
Miss Edna, I'm gonna
I
say
know
you
the
should have
candidates
ran.
are. Oh,
That's
don't
just
try it.
you should have ran.
Don't even try it.
Now
But there are
y'all can
those.
put some likes and shares on that one. This woman here should have ran.
Uh, Time for a woman mayor. So my prayer is that people will not look at gender, but will look at the person. And
Yeah.
if they look at the person who is the best person, I think is one of the women.
Hmm.
I do. I really do. So
Yeah.
one of the groups, a couple of groups I'm a part of, um, gave a forum, and all candidates were there,
Mhm.
and it was it was a community forum at the Boys and Girls Club over on the west side on Tireman, and we had a great turnout. The candidates did a great job, um, and I think it really highlighted some of the talents that we have
Yeah.
in terms of those people who are running for election. Now, I think the Carpenters also have endorsed Mr. Duggan, and that's another big.
Hmm.
And the Carpenters and Stillwrights have this great building they built about 4 or 5 years over on American and Grand River, just west of
Yeah.
Livernois.
Yeah.
It's a great building, really great building, and they are doing such great work training for real jobs.
Yeah.
Real jobs. A friend of mine's young man just went through the program, finished the carpentry program.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of position that will lead to a small business,
Hmm.
because those electricians, millwrights,
Yeah.
and carpenters and all, they can own their own businesses
Hmm.
going through that program. As they go through that program, get some experience and get some years under their belt,
Yeah.
that will lead to them having their own small
Yeah.
business. And I think that is the beauty of that program.
And they've done such a huge makeover on living.
Oh,
I live over there. I get frustrated sometimes because I pull out on Livernois and I see all these barrels, but I'm starting to see the big picture.
mhm, mhm.
You know, this is a temporary
Yeah.
frustration that we're dealing with, but the
Yes.
big picture, all our water pipes have been replaced under the
There
house.
you go.
They
Uh-huh.
dug. I'm not talking about just from the street. They went in our basement and pulled all that old stuff out.
Oh, wow.
Every house on that block, I stay on Santa Rosa.
That's
All them
wonderful, all
houses.
that.
Piping has been replaced, and that's all off of Livernois. I mean, that whole system has been changed. And paving the street,
I know they're
having
repaving
new
the street. I
fashion
drive
all
down
that
Livernois
stuff.
every
Yeah.
Sunday
So
going
it's a
around all those
temporary
manholes.
frustration, but it's a long
But the
term.
long-term
success,
benefit
yeah.
is it can be immeasurable
Yeah.
in terms of the benefit to the community, small
Mm-hmm.
businesses. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
good
And
deal.
that's happening all over the city.
Yes. Yes. And that's one of the reasons why house prices are going up, because people really are moving into the city.
Hmm.
There are those who don't want to admit it,
Hmm.
but people are moving back, thank God.
Hmm.
And I'm just pleased to see so many back who are going to be good citizens,
Mhm.
good neighbors,
Yeah.
because it's more than just buying a house. It's being a good neighbor in
Right.
terms of looking out for your neighbors and
Right.
making sure that you present a beautiful picture when people drive down the
Mhm.
street, that it's clean and it's manicured and it's got flowers and it's
Mhm.
safe and all of those kinds of things.
Mhm.
And I see that happen.
Yeah.
I do.
And that's why I'm happy that we got people in Scott that's going to get in this house and keep. Listen, if y'all in the city, keep your house. Don't move.
Mhm.
Don't move. You're going to miss out on a huge opportunity.
And there are
Don't
all sorts of
do that.
special programs to help you keep your
That's right.
house.
Absolutely. is there. Don't be afraid of
Yeah.
success.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for help either,
Mhm.
because that's a
That's-
real,
that's
that,
that
that,
pride.
yeah,
That's that pride.
yeah. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because everybody needs a little help sometimes.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
and the good news is it's there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ask for it. But people want to help you.
Yeah,
They want to help.
yeah,
So don't be afraid.
Yeah.
It really is special time, I think,
yes,
in our city. Very, very special time. And I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
To witness it.
absolutely.
It's
It's a
gonna be.
very exciting time.
It is.
You
It
know,
is.
They
And
need to put back on that Sammy Davis. You
oh
remember that
yeah.
Sammy
Oh
Davis
yeah.
song?
Yeah. Hello, Detroit.
Hello, Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing. And we could get downtown, and my goodness, if
Mhm.
you don't know how to get around and not get into all the traffic jams, you could
Mhm.
be sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I know how to go around all that, but sometimes I just go through it because I like sitting there and watching. I
Mhm.
just like seeing all the excitement
A lot of stuff
and
going
all the
on.
new people and all the license plates from everywhere around the country.
Mhm. Yeah.
Just everywhere you see, and you see people slowing down and doing strange things, and then you look at the license plate and you say, "Okay,
Mhm.
they're from out
They
of
don't
town.
know. Right.
I'll give them a break. I
Right.
won't fuss at them." Because sometimes I want to say, "What in the world are you doing?" But I see the license plate. They're out of town. I give them a break.
Right. Right. They standing in the middle of Woodward. Where's Adams Street?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
from Florida.
Yeah.
He
Poor
don't
baby,
know.
he don't know. Andre Smith says, hello, hello. Good afternoon, Andre. We're so glad you're listening. Tell somebody else. Give us a call. We
Yes.
appreciate you. We appreciate you. Regina Smith. Thank you, Regina. We love you. We love you. Teresa, we love you, girl. Thank you for listening. We love you.
Miss T. Yes.
So
Yes.
we are just pleased to have you folks listening from around the country. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Let me go back and talk about our community,
Yes.
because we've got some great communities. And one of the things I want us to do is to recognize how great they really are and stop talking about it like it's but what happens here doesn't happen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because, let somebody have a problem and get shot here or a police call or something over there.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden, oh, that Detroit, there's so much crime. No, there isn't any more
Mhm.
crime here than there is anyplace else. Because if you want to really listen to what's happening in Sterling Heights
Mm-hmm.
and Birmingham and Redford and Livonia and all around Macomb County and
Right.
downriver and all of those. That's where you're hearing a
Yeah.
lot of stuff going on now.
Yeah.
And when you compare the size of those communities with the size of Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
that's a much greater percentage
Yeah.
of action than it is in Detroit. So I want people to try to be reasonable when you think about this and understand that, we got more than 500,000 people. Some of those places got 2,000.
Right. Right.
And they got folks jumping on each other and doing all sorts of stuff.
Doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, doing all sorts of stuff.
And sometimes, and I want to be careful to say this, but sometimes reporting is selective.
Oh, absolutely. Most of the time.
It's
Not
selective.
sometimes. Most of the time.
I'm trying to
I try to be nice.
be easy with
You
it.
don't have to be easy with it. It's
But-
most of the time.
The reporting and the news at 11 and news at
Mhm.
6, it's
All
like
that.
it's selective. Let's hit Detroit with this. Let's hit Detroit with this. But you know what though? One thing I will say, and I've been in Detroit, that we've been hit so many times, but we keep coming back.
Don't we though?
We keep coming.
Don't we though?
I remember one time for you too, where we were on national news as murder capital of the world. It wasn't of the
Mhm.
United States. They said the murder capital of the world.
Yes.
So now more people was being killed here than in the Congo.
Yeah. Come on now.
The murder capital
Uh-huh,
of the
of the
world. And
world.
we had to take that. We had to take them punches. We had to take them hits. Guess what? We came back. We
That's
came
right.
back and we keep coming.
That's right.
And we're coming back now.
Absolutely. And when you look at the Detroit Tigers,
Mhm.
they are number one
Yeah.
now. In baseball, the Tigers, come on.
Right. Right.
Detroit Lions. Even the Pistons
Yeah.
made it to the playoffs for the first time in I don't know how
Mhm.
many years.
Yeah.
The Red Wings are on their way. I mean, you just can't say enough about the good stuff.
Yeah.
Bad stuff happens all the time, but we need to accentuate good stuff.
Yeah. Do you think we ever?
Yeah. I do, because it's gonna be built over, where Grand River, not Grand.
They've been
Michigan.
talking about this for a long.
No, not this light though,
time.
not this one. This one they just started talking about this one. It's on
They just
Michigan, for the old Southwest Detroit Hospital
Okay.
was. That's the
Because
side
they was trying to get the area where
the old jail one.
Jail,
No,
yeah.
no, that fell apart way back.
Okay.
But the location now is where the Southwest Detroit Hospital is now. It's been closed for several years,
Okay.
but that's the new location.
But they wanted it. Now I understood why they wanted it there, because all of the other stadiums are in the they're in walking distance. You can walk from
Well, they wanted, yeah.
Tiger Stadium to Ford Field, from Ford Field to Little Caesars. So they wanted it all in the same campus area where you can,
that didn't turn out. So
Right,
now
it didn't
they've
fly.
got it over there with Southwest Detroit Hospital.
Okay.
And so that's gonna be it's gonna be, I think that area is gonna blow up. As a matter of fact, it's walking distance from the Central train station.
Okay. Right.
And they just announced there's gonna be a hotel put in the train station. And I've forgotten the name of the hotel, Nordum. I've forgotten the name of it, but there's gonna be a hotel. That hotel is gonna be so busy, because even without a hotel in there, it's busy around that area. You got all those eateries and all those walking distance places around there. That's gonna be huge.
That's great.
Huge when that hotel opens in the train station. I traveled out of that train station when I was still working at Michigan Bell. I would drive my car downtown, park in the back of the station, and leave my car, go get on the train, and ride the train out to Kalamazoo and Jackson, and all of that. And it was a neat ride, because I could get all my paperwork done, didn't have to worry about the ice and snow and all the traffic. It was great. And so I just hope that at some point in time, the train station will open again.
Yeah.
That would be really, really good. But I used to travel out of that train station, and my kids look at me like, "Are you that old?" I said, "Yes," and I'm happy about it.
Right.
I'm
Full of wisdom.
happy. I'm really happy about it.
That's right.
But it was a great location, and their father talks about his grandfather coming in from Arkansas, and his dad taking him down there when his uncle was coming home from the service, and on his shoulders and doing it.
Nomad.
The name of the hotel that's going to be in the train station is the Nomad Hotel. Now you can't go up in there for $19.99 a night, okay?
Right.
You can't go up in there for $99 a night.
Right.
It will be upscale.
Upscale.
Way upscale.
right.
And that's okay. We gotta have way upscale places too.
That's right. Because way upscale people come down here.
That's right.
How about that?
And we want way upscale people here. Just like the
right.
The location the hotel is being built behind the Cobo Hall.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, not Cobo Hall. Huntington Place.
Yes.
There's a hotel being built there now that's going to connect to the
Upscale.
convention center.
We want to charge them what they make.
Right on the water. That's right. That's right. We want them to make sure that we bring those folks.
It's called revenue, y'all. Quit playing. it's just called revenue.
And he said revenue is money.
Yeah.
You'll be using those big words.
I mean, the little dollars I make, they got hotels for me, and I enjoy them. But you know what?
I'm not mad at
upscale people, they're gonna have to pay.
That's right. That's right. We want them to come.
Yes.
We want Hi, Dwight Harris. Thanks for watching. It's almost time for you to be back on the show, so get ready.
Dwight, let's go, man.
That's right.
I enjoy you when you here, man.
That's right. I don't know. We might have said it before, but Dwight was selected and honored as the person of the year for those who handle persons who have mental problems.
Yeah.
He was Person of the year.
Yeah.
So we gotta have our honoree.
Congratulations.
Our honoree on to
Yes.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
he's doing great work out there.
Yeah.
Doing great work out there.
Yeah.
Great work.
Much needed out there.
Yes,
Much
that's a
needed out
whole
there.
nother ball game. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
A whole nother ball game. And people need those services so desperately. And some of them don't even know they.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the frightening part. We need to make sure that we've got more Dwights and other people like him who
Mhm.
are available to help people
Mm-hmm.
because they need so much help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just I was reading something just yeah, Thursday or Friday last week, and they were talking about a
Yes, sir.
girl someone who had killed her. The young man killed his mother and his sister about something that was so ridiculously unimportant. But I guess to him it was important. But he killed them, his mother and his sister. Scary.
Yeah.
But there are people like that who don't recognize that they need the help. And we need folk like Dwight to help save
Yeah.
those lives. Show people that you can get past it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't think they can get past it. They just think this is it.
Mhm.
It's all over for me.
Yeah. Well, let me say this about you because and we talk about the whites and other people of that caliber that, like he said, is out here doing the work and saving lives. You have been that nurturer of a Dwight, other activists and people that are out here working know the importance of doing the work that average person like. You have been such a nurturer and a woman of wisdom when it comes to community resources. I just want to acknowledge you as that person, that you are important. You are critical. You are relevant to what's going on.
I appreciate
Very relevant.
I-
Community Bell, very relevant. Edna Bell and all that she does is very relevant to what is going on
I
right
appreciate
now. I'm sorry, Sandy. I'm getting excited. She said, "Put it this table." But yeah, very. This woman here is very relevant. So, and I'm sure I'm speaking for him, as well, and the others that you're very relevant. So keep glowing.
Well,
Keep glowing. Yeah.
I didn't know I was glowing, but I like it. I like
Yeah.
the glow. I like the glow.
Yeah.
I'm just so blessed. You know,
Yeah.
when you think about, I've got two wonderful daughters who are just good, nice people.
Yeah.
Just do good stuff.
Yeah.
And blessed to have two son-in-laws who are good men who take care of their
Mm-hmm.
families, who are good men. That is, and as we come up on Father's Day this coming Sunday, we need to make sure we recognize those fathers
Yeah.
who have gone the extra mile
Mm-hmm.
and those fathers who have done the father stuff.
Yeah.
They're
Amen.
done the
Amen.
father stuff with their
Amen.
three girls.
Amen.
I mean,
Amen.
we need to recognize the fathers who have done the father stuff.
And it's more fathers than what we think.
Yes.
It's more
there's a
fathers
lot
than
of
what
them.
people are really talking
Yeah.
about. It really is. Because
Yeah.
if it be dependent on the system to tell you about the fathers, they'll tell you we all locked
Yeah,
up.
exactly. We all locked
And
up,
that's not true.
paying child
It's a
support.
lot of us that are
doing
out here
wrong.
doing it and making it happen.
Yeah,
So
just quietly
it's-
doing
yes,
what they do, doing what fathers do.
absolutely.
And I credit my kid's father, James Bell, for showing them what a man is supposed to be. So
Yeah.
when they chose their mates,
Mhm.
you know, they had a great example of a man who takes care of the family,
Yes.
who loves his daughters, who took care of, who showed them the way. I remember one of the they were going to a prom. One of them, I think it might have been Sonia. I can't remember, Alicia, one of them. And they went out to the car of the young man and he said, "Okay, you guys have a good time and let's everybody stay in their own seatbelt."
Yeah.
But you know, the men who took care of their families
Yeah.
and showed them how on the street we lived on Clover Line. The children that grew up on that street grew up seeing fathers going to work,
Mhm.
and they all knew the fathers would be coming home 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And they saw fathers cutting grass and playing with kids
Yeah.
and That's the kind of neighborhoods we need to continue
Here
to
in
generate.
lawnmowers early in the Saturday morning.
Yes.
Lawnmowers all up and down the street. Everybody
Yes.
coming out at the same time. You
Yes.
just ride down the block and just smell nothing but fresh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those are the kind of communities we need
Yeah.
to continue generate and grow more and more, and because that's what makes communities safe. That's what makes communities grow, and what makes people want to move into
Yeah.
communities when they see that. And so everybody, keep it going. Go cut that grass in the morning on Saturday. Sometimes
right.
people will say, "Oh, who is that cutting that grass, waking me up on Saturday morning?"
That's
That's
right.
not right. That's just Mr. So-and-so down
Even
the
that
street.
lot next to you that's not yours.
That's right.
Just make your house look
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're pleased.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Larry.
Thank you for having
I
me.
appreciate you.
I'm just humbled.
This is great honoree, and congratulations on that wonderful degree. Oh, I think that's great. We're gonna hear a lot more from Mr. Whitfield,
Yes.
the Honorable Whitfield, and all the stuff he's about to do. We love it. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you next Monday, 4:00, for the Community Bell Show. As the kids say, they're going to say, "Mama, they don't say that anymore. Be there or be square."
You can say it.
That's what I'm going to say.
Be there, be square.
Or be square.
That's right.
Monday, 4:00, Community Bell Show. Have a wonderful week, and happy Father's Day to all those great fathers out
Yes.
there.
Thank you for listening to Community Bell with your host, former Wayne County Commissioner Edna Bell. This broadcast was brought to you by WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users. If you've enjoyed this broadcast, tell a friend to tune in. We'll see you next Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern to the Community Bell Show, right here on WVTC Radio Detroit.
Hey there, Dorian Ellis, Elmar's Furs, 13661 West 11 Mile Road, here in Oak Park, Michigan. Want you to bring your coats to us for cleaning. As you see, one of our cleaning professionals is here handling someone's coat now. We want you to bring them here for cleaning, keep those oils and that luster in the coat so it looks great just like the day you bought it. Again, Elmar's Furs, bring your coats here for cleaning, for storage, from alterations, monogramming, you name it, we can do it. Elmar's Furs, where elegance is affordable.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
The evidence of things not seen.
From the heart of Detroit, Michigan, the city that moves the world, comes a sound that moves the soul. Sounds of Imani, the award-winning contemporary gospel duo, is back with their inspiring new single. It's about hope. It's about hope. Led by the dynamic Gerald and Carol Irvin, the sounds of Imani blend smooth jazz, R&B, and gospel. A sound that's fresh, uplifting, and full of faith. It's About Hope is produced by Michael Giacovini and Gregory G. Pearson. This powerful track will have you dancing, singing, and believing in a brighter tomorrow. Hope! Hope! It's the light of our darkest moment and a promise of better days ahead. Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.